Hello, Colin. Thanks for joining me today. Those who don't know Colin, he is a speaker, a trainer, an incredible business coach, an author, and best of all, a family man. And also, I like to add a little bit of that he lives in White Rock and he's my neighbor. So, welcome to the interview, Colin. How are you doing today?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm doing really awesome, and it's great to be here with you as well, Daisy.
Thank you, thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How's your day so far? And are you busy? What's going on?
Yeah, no, for me, things are always busy, and it's busy but enjoyably busy. It's the first 8 weeks I've spent at home in 22 years. So in terms of consecutively, so it's absolutely enjoyable, and it's beautiful to be in White Rock and enjoy the view every single day, and just sit and enjoy the time together. So for me, it's being busy, but it's really effective busy. I think there's a lot of people out there that are busy being busy. It's not about busy being busy. It's about, are you being effective at what you do every day? So yeah, just super grateful, super grateful. COVID's been good to me. As
That,
much as I know a lot of people have been devastated by it, it's been very good to me.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Uh, if I remember, Colin, way back, I think probably 2013, 2014, maybe earlier, 2012. I remember going to an event with you. It was organized in Burnaby, I believe. And you said something in there that still stuck in my head. You said 99% of the business owners don't make the maximum profit in their business. Can you break it down for me? And it's just doesn't go away. I thought I'll talk to you in person today.
Daisy, for me, it's fascinating. There's so many business owners that don't make the money they want. And I've just been finishing one of my own events today. I did what I call our challenge today with our clients. And it's, I watch business owners out there that believe they are doing the right thing, but they're not doing the right things. They are bashing their head against the wall. They're wondering why they're not getting ahead. And I see it all the time. And my number one thing I think is the biggest challenge is stubbornness. People are so stubborn that they believe that they don't need help. They believe they can do it by themselves. They believe that, everything is possible without other people. I never stop learning. I have mentors. I have, over the last, oh my goodness, 9 weeks of this time, I've had over 30 people on calls with me, personal mentors, helping our students. And, I've had Jack Canfield, Les Brown, John Gray, like amazing people out helping. And they believe in me so much. And they are personal mentors. And now I get to be their mentors too. Like right now I'm coaching John Gray from Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. I'm coaching Jack Canfield. They're clients of mine now. And the big part for me is the most successful people I get to meet are open to learning and open to implementing. And some of the smallest business owners have the biggest stubbornness.
That's what you think is a challenge for them.
Yeah, by far. I mean, I've trained over 100,000 business owners, and I can tell you it's by far the biggest challenge for small business owners.
Okay, Colin, you've been into this business mindset, I would say, from a very young age, if I remember correctly from the last seminar that I went with you. What is, can you share some core values and some, I would say, strategies that you have in the time that we're in right now? How can you correlate the two right now that you started at such a young age and we're in this pandemic lockdown? How are they correlated right now if you were to kind of put a few things in perspective?
Yeah, I mean, Daisy, it's very straightforward for me. In all these things that happen in life, you always, as a business owner, you're always adapting or you're dying.
Mhm.
And I think many business owners aren't adapting right now. They believe this will just happen, it'll go away. There might be, just like yourself, there might be realtors that are just, I'm not saying this for you, but for other realtors out there sitting there waiting, saying, oh, this will go away. And I'm telling you, we're going to go through a big recession after this. We
Yeah.
cannot, with all the money that's been printed, expect things to continue being awesome after this. So it's a matter of how you set yourself up. And, we have right now, I call it the deferred tsunami, that, all these deferred payments and all these deferred things that people are putting on hold right now, the tsunami is just pulling back. And eventually that tsunami is going to come down on people. And, it's, when I look at this in business as related to anything, I don't care if it's a pandemic. I don't care what it is you always have to be adapting. It could be a 9/11. It could be a economy tank. It could be a pandemic. It could be something happening. It could be you're the biggest virus in your own business,
Yeah.
for some business owners around mindset. So for me, there's such a correlation and such a parallel of what's happening right now to what's happened, that's what's happening in your business right now. I mean, right now, are you thinking about doing things differently? I mean, I've just got off the phone with one of my new business partners. I've launched 4 brand new businesses during this pandemic.
Wow.
And I have business partners with me that I'm busy working with. And one lady was in the travel industry. Most travel agents are sitting back going, oh, this stuff, they're like, no one's going to travel for 6 months. What am I going to do? So we launched a brand new company that's been fantastic. And it's changed her life. She's done over $10,000 in sales in the last 2 days. And she's like, Colin, I can't thank you enough. I'm like, it's just about thinking outside of the box. I mean, it's always about, people call it pivoting. I'm like, yeah, you can pivot, but it's being a business owner. You're like a boxer. You're always bobbing and weaving and figuring things out. And if you stand still too long in a boxing ring, you'll get punched in the forehead. And unfortunately, that's what's happened to most people. They've been punched in the forehead, and now they're like, what do I do? And they're deer in the headlights. You're always are pivoting. You're always got stuff coming up. You're a business owner. Stuff will always be happening for you. You got to move forward no matter what happens.
Embracing the change, basically.
Yeah, it's adapt or die. It's that
Yeah.
simple.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm trying to do this, so I can just kind of be one of the local sponsors and ambassador for my community. It's time to give back as well, so that's why I choose to do this. There's, you don't expect anything. Sometimes you have to give back as well to the community who has done so much for you. So you live in that community, and I'm very honored that you're part of this group as well. Colin, you have over 53,000 students. Correct me if I'm wrong. Can you tell me if specifically which industry these students are from, or they are from anywhere and everywhere?
Oh, they're all over the place. I mean, there's so many local people here for us, Daisy. I mean, I have people like Tap Restaurant that are clients. I have other realtors that are clients, mortgage brokers, lots of practitioners, massage therapists, chiropractors that are clients of ours as well. So, for me, and I want to go back to what you said there about giving back. The last 9 weeks, I've given back over 50 hours of education, 100% complimentary, organized all the speakers, organized all the calls, had thousands upon thousands. We've had over 10,000 business owners on the calls with us over the past 9 weeks. And you know what? It's always about giving back. It's not like, oh, now time to give back. We're always giving back. I'm a big believer in what you give is what you receive. And it's not what most people about it. What can I get? What can I get? If you're so busy living in what can I get, you've lost the plot. It's what can you give that's so important. You'll always be looked after when you give from your heart and you give from who you are as a human being to your fellow man. I think this has been the most special time in my life, and I think the most special time in other people's lives. I think in my own personal thing, and I'm not being here from a religious base, but I think God's got this planet in his hands and said, it's about time you human beings woke up and did things differently.
I agree.
Spend more time with family, look after the environment.
I completely agree with you. I think it's just a wake-up call for us humans. We were so spoiled, and this is about time that we need to do something better. Um, well, I'm glad we figured out now, sooner than later.
Completely.
Yeah. So, Colin, you run about a multi-million-dollar business, and I'm sure there's millions of moving parts to it. But what keeps you so focused? I love how you are. I'm sure I can see it through you when I see you on social media, on anywhere and everywhere. You look so put out together. What's behind that force? What keeps you so focused and poised?
Routine. I mean, Daisy, routine. I mean, I wake up. I mean, many mornings in the last 9 weeks, I've been up at 4, 4:30, quarter to 4. And I get up. My first thing I do every single morning when I get up, I spend half an hour to 45 minutes in meditation. I do meditation every single day. It's part of my routine. I don't do anything else. I don't check my cell phone. I don't, do anything else other than get super focused. And I normally spend about my first hour of the day just putting my foundation into my day. And people say to me, how do you maintain that? If I get up at 4:30, I'll be in meditation until 5 or 5:15, come downstairs, from my bedroom, have a nice cup of coffee, sit and think about the day. And a big part of my meditation is gratitude. I believe in gratitude as a foundation of most things. I mean, I have a meditation coach who lives in the Panorama Ridge. very, very amazing, successful businessman locally as well, and a very, very good friend. And he coaches me on meditation. And, I've been doing meditation now for many, many years. And I think it's just the routine that people have. That's how you maintain a certain level of success. All successful people have a very good routine. That's in my opinion.
I agree with you. I do. There are certain days when you don't follow that routine, you're just off, you're just not yourself. I think that's what it
Absolutely.
feels like, which is good to know that you meditate too. That's amazing. That's another part that I did not know about you. So it's good to sit one-on-one with you and get to know what's behind Colin's success in there. And very, very, what I notice about you, you're super calm and super content and super, like, you're very contained. uh, it's also, I think I always hear you talk about your girls in your life, your beautiful wife, your beautiful girls. How do they contribute to be, a part of you?
Well, that's a huge thing for me. I mean, my wife is just absolutely phenomenal. She spends lots of time supporting me, guiding me. She's my best friend, the most amazing person I've ever had in my life ever. And my daughters, I learn something from them every single day. I watch what they do. My dream is for them to do things differently. And, Daisy, of all the years, I've never told them what they have to do in terms of business or career or religion or anything like that. I believe Quincy Jones told me this. Quincy Jones has 7 daughters. And Quincy said to me, Colin, you have to understand, our goal as parents is to raise our kids to be great citizens of the world. The rest is up to them. And, I've always lived that with my 2 daughters. And, my 18-year-old recently was, she's now, I was sitting down chatting with her, and she said to me, Dad, I want to go buy a new car. And I said, why? What a waste of money. And now she's like taking that money. And she said, Dad, I want to give you this money. When can I become an investor with you in businesses? So she's now becoming an investor with me in businesses. And some of the new ones I've started up, she's now investing in those with me. And here's a 18-year-old who's got nearly $20,000 in the bank. There's other people out there right now that wish they had $1,000 in the bank that are substantially older than her, maybe 60, 70 years old, wishing they had the money that she has. She's saved money and worked hard for it. And now she's taking that money. And through myself, I'm just saying to her, you don't have to own a business. You don't have to run a business, but you can own a business. And now she's become an investor with me. And it's super cool. So I love it when you give your children the opportunity just to be the independent individuals they're meant to be.
True. That's so true. So you said she's 18, so she goes to Earl Marriott then?
No, she's done. She went to Elgin Park she's been done for probably, she's been done for a year now.
Yeah.
Of course, June will be a
Oh,
year.
awesome. Yeah.
So it's super cool.
That's awesome. That's wonderful, Colin. And another thing, you said you have started 4 businesses. Would you want to touch base on those ones, or you want to keep it as a secret for now?
No, like it's so cool. I mean, one of them started before I was in Calgary, just before the lockdown happened, and I actually thought this whole thing was a joke. And to be honest, I thought it was like some big world conspiracy. And then it started to get really real for me when things started to happen in my own business. And I was like, okay, I need to switch things up really quickly. But I was in Calgary, so I own a rose embossing company in Calgary, which is super beautiful, and now just in the process of owning the rights for the entire Canada. So it's actually printing photographs of your loved ones on rose pit on a rose. So you actually take a stem rose, you print photographs of your loved ones. You can print words like
Wow.
"I love you," whatever, on the petal, on the outside petal of the rose, and
Wow,
you
that's
give
really
them
cool.
to. It's a very specialized process. So I took over that business in the last probably 8-9 weeks. I have the staycation boxes because so many people can't travel now. So we're like, well, let's bring the vacation to you. So we have Mexico, Italy, Hawaii, France boxes that we ship to you directly to your living room. And it's a whole French experience or a Mexican experience, all in your living room or on your patio because you can't travel. So the travel agent I'm working with on that, she was like, oh my God, Con, I never thought about doing that. So it's been so crazy cool, just looking at, that's just a couple of the businesses that we've launched and doing seriously well during this time.
That's amazing. Yeah, I see that. But Colin, I'm sure we all have room for improvement. There's some challenges in our lives and our businesses. Would you say that you have any for now, or that you would want to work on, or what do you think?
For me, Daisy, I'd say that the key thing for me was not necessarily challenges in business right now, because business for me is doing extremely well. Um, you know, I 9 weeks ago, I was not an online business. I was 400 live events in hotels across the country.
Mhm.
And then I went from 400 to zero in 24 hours. And I'd done Zoom a few times, and not many times, but I never used Zoom as a business tool.
Yeah.
And in pretty much the last 9 weeks, we've done close to, yeah, probably $700,000 on Zoom.
Wow.
So so that's the one thing for me. So business is all good. One thing I decided during this lockdown situation was, you know, I've always been pretty healthy. I mean, I'm always super healthy, but I was, pretty much the same weight or whatever for a while. I was like, I just want to release some pounds. So as of today, I'm down like 13 pounds since
Yeah.
the start of this lockdown. And I
Good.
was just like, you know what? So that's one thing that was a challenge for me that I decided to work on during this time and say, you know what? I can sit on my butt here and sit on Zoom 12 hours a day. There's no point in packing on another 20 pounds. That's ridiculous. So I decided to eat healthier, eat less, be more focused. And that's been wonderful. So, as much as you might be successful in one area of your life, sometimes other areas have a little bit more challenge in them. It might be your relationship, spirituality, health, fitness, money, whatever it is. My big one has always been around the weight. I can't say always been, that's a really bad energy, but around weight. And now it's a matter of just releasing that weight and being done. So that's what I've done during this time.
That's amazing. That's brilliant. It's always good to do things like that. We had the best time. God's given us the time to do things that we were never able to. So I think that was a blessing in disguise for a lot of people, even including myself.
For sure, but I think a lot of people have packed on the pounds. They've even joked out, you either come out of this as a monk, a chunk, a hunk, or there was something else, and I was like, wow, or drunk, because so many people are sitting at home drinking so much and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff now too. And I'm like, you know what? It's been very good for me. It's been very good, and no disrespect to those people that have lost loved ones or anything that
Yeah.
are through the situation as well. But and as much as the planet got shaken, it took me by the head and shook my head as well and said, wake up and do things differently. There's more to life than travel and money.
That's true. That's true. So, what are the other things you're thinking now in the coming months? Are the things going to get better in business? Or what are your thoughts on the business? Let's talk about real estate alone. Like, do you see it
Oof.
going which way? I have a feeling it's going in a different direction.
you know, I think that a lot of people are going to wake up with a bump because number one, all this um, government aid is going to come to an end somewhere, and someone has to pay for it. So there's going to be the taxpayers going to pay for this. Our grandkids, great grandkids, and great grandkids will probably pay for this somewhere along the line. Um, I am not a negative person in that sense. I'm just more of a realist that, I think real estate is going to be hit hard. It's been hit hard already. You can
Mhm.
see from the
Yeah.
number of sales happening, and people are nervous. A lot of people, we have 3 million Canadians out of work right now. They've lost their jobs, some to never get their jobs back. Many business owners are giving up their office space and saying, you know what, I'm not going to have a commercial space in me. What's the point? I might as well just work from home and have my team work from home. So there's going to be a lot of landlords hurting. So I think that we have to be very realistic of where things are going and understanding that, there's no crystal ball here. No one knows where it's going to go. The stock market is where it's at right now. It took a dive, but it's bouncing up and down every single day right now. So I think, Daisy, it's more, where do I see things? I see people, I'm a big fan of, if you have cash right now, you're in a good place. And that's what I've always done, is kept money aside, because when things do go down, it's a time to buy. And there's opportunity right now, and there's big opportunity.
True.
And it's about taking advantage, really enjoying and taking advantage of that opportunity.
You are so right. You nailed it. So, in the end, Colin, is there anything that I'm missing? I'd like to know. My audience would like to know, or people around us would like to know. Anything about
I think,
yourself?
Daisy, I'd leave you with a thought of, really, at the end of the day, for most people, it's, we're always in that blaming, shaming, or complaining game. And that's when your life is the most miserable. When you're blaming people, shaming people, or complaining about the situations in life. For me, when you start to wake up that everything's happening for you and not to you, life changes.
Mhm.
And if there's anything I can leave your audience with, is to start to think about, everything's happening for you, which means you look internal, you do internal reflection, and you start to realize, you know what, I can blame as many people as I want. I can complain, I can shame, I can do whatever I want, but that's such a terrible place to be in. Rather look internally, look at the end of the day, what you can do to make this planet a better place, your environment, your society, your local community. I work a lot within White Rock and the White Rock Small Business Association or what have you here locally. And for me, it's just doing the right thing, just
Mhm.
supporting your local community, supporting your fellow man, and helping those that need help right now.
True.
And most importantly, just unconditional gratitude. And people are
Mhm.
like, unconditional, just when you go to the grocery store, just buy a bag of groceries, drive down the road and find a a house, get out of your car if you know there's seniors there or whatever, and just put a bag of groceries on the doorstep and drive off. Completely unconditional. No one has to say thank you, whatever. It's just do something that's good for another fellow human being. And I wish people would start to realize if you do those two things, actually three things: be grateful, do unconditional gratitude, and realize everything's happening for you and not to you, life becomes better, so much better.
I can tell. Thank you so much, Colin. I
You're
so
very
appreciate
welcome.
you. I'm grateful for you. So thank you again. Hopefully we'll be in touch soon. Thank
Very
you.
welcome, Daisy. Thank you so much as well.
So appreciate it. Take care.
You too.